on a Motzoi Shabbos. And shortly before he passed away, within the hour, the Alter Rebbe wrote a little letter, a little note, a memo. The memo was made public by the Frierdiker Rebbe in Lekutei Deburim. The Frierdiker Rebbe had it printed. And the Rebbe, in Lekutei Siches Chelek Tazayin, the Rebbe discusses the message of the two last documents written by the Alter Rebbe. One of them is the 20th Igeres of Igeres HaKodesh, and the second is this note called Nefesh Hashpela. So, give me a moment just to develop the idea, and then I'll come to the note itself, but we need a little bit of a mashal. We all know that whenever chesed is done, there's a possibility that there could be moisres. There's a possibility that there could be that some of the allocation of our chesed should be misused, should go to a place that is not what we intended. Let's give a very simple example. Tonight, chances are that all of us together are not going to finish all the food. Chances are. And so some of the food will go to waste. And that wasn't the intention. When the food was given for a farbrengen, the condition was that you have to say l'chaim. The condition, we're giving it's a farbrengen, and we're going to say l'chaim, and we're going to have farbaisen, we're going to have what to eat. That was the deal. Not that later on it should be thrown out. And so too in every area of chesed, whenever we help anyone, and this begins all the way from on the levels of government, any program that exists, chances are that not all the funds are going to get to where you intended. There will be somewhere someone who's undeserving, or someone who's just trying to make a quick dollar, who's going to utilize or take advantage of the fact that the program exists, and they're going to take the funds and so on. That type of chesed is called chesed she'eino shel emes. A chesed that's not 100% pure. A person might come along and say, the only time I'm going to give tzedaka, the only time I want to give chesed is only when it's chesed shel emes. And the Alter Rebbe specifically, in the note, speaks about family. A family member reaches out to you. It could be a child or a relative and asks for help. So one might say, I'm a chassid, I'm a frumiyid. I want to make sure that their lifestyle is in harmony with my beliefs. If their lifestyle is the way I think that's the right thing, I'm going to help them. Otherwise, I don't want to enable, I don't want to facilitate a behavior that's not acceptable. That would be called chesed shel emes. Chesed, where every dollar is going to a place where it was intended. It's al pi Torah, everything is being used in the right way. Says the Alter Rebbe. Before the creation of the world, there's a Yerushalmi and there's a Medrash that says that chesed and emes had a battle. They had a wrestling match. Emes said, Hashem, don't create the world. It's a falsche Welt. It's a false world. Don't create it. And chesed, kindness, said, Yivra, create the world. And in the description of the Medrash, what happens is, the Medrash describes how they wrestle, and Emes is toppled to the ground by chesed. Chesed defeats and beats emes to the ground, and then the world is created. And in the words of the Yerushalmi, he says the world was created specifically on chesed she'eino shel emes. So the Alter Rebbe says when someone reaches out to you for help, for advice, the Alter Rebbe also uses the expression kiruv hadas. You have to be personally involved. You have to be connected with people. You have to give people advice. It's not only money. Care about what their needs are. And don't push your religious agenda. Don't say, I don't know, what are you up to? And of course the Alter Rebbe is not telling us that we should enable wrong behavior. Of course, if we know that something that by giving someone money they're gonna hurt themselves, of course that's not chesed. But don't hold them to Yiddish principles and therefore not give them tzedaka. Therefore not help them. The Rebbe, in the Sikha that the Rebbe explains, the Rebbe talks about how for a tzaddik, the culmination of a lifetime before, as the tzaddik, an hour before the Istalkus, this is the Alter Rebbe. This is what the Alter Rebbe is finding, the importance, the greatness of action, of helping people begashmius. That ultimately the appreciation of the tzaddik's lifetime is to recognize that we live in a world of action. We live in a gashmiasdika world. And that's the place, that is where our main avodah should be. And like we know the Torah of the Baal Shem Tov, that the Baal Shem Tov said that a neshama comes down to the world 70, 80 years to do a tevah, to help another Jew begashmias. And that's some of us sitting in this room are in the state of kaplan. We're still being sponsored by our parents. Some of us